Well, here we are out at the airport. I love this. All the airplanes nestled here in their hangar. This is a great place to be if you love airplanes. If you love cameras, this is a great place to be. So let's talk a little bit about how you're going to prepare this aircraft for your actual flight. The first thing we want to be aware of is in most cases, you're going to be taking your photographs from this side of the airplane. Now, all you need to do is open this window, but with most Cessnas, as you can see, this is as far as this window opens, not really adequate for the work that you need to do. So you can see here there's a small Phillips screw. In some cases it's a nut. So the first thing you want to do is carry a screwdriver with you. Now this is very important to have, and this one is very nice because it's compact, and it also has a number of different screws that we can put on here depending on our particular need. So what you do is very simple, is you come up to the window with your screwdriver and you're just going to unscrew this screw. A few turns and your screw is loose, and so is your bracket. Now that allows the aircraft window to open all the way to the top. And because of the stream of air that's coming underneath the fuselage from the prop, it will force this up against the wing and it will hold it there at almost any speed. You don't need to fly slow. If you go too slow, the window will start coming down like this, and that's not good for your photography. The other thing to be aware of is this little bracket needs to be moved out of the way. So it's leaning out a little bit, it's bent out. Let's see if this works. So right there gets it out of the way, window opens and closes. In the alternative, could we put it up this way? No, we can't. You can see here that this bracket is leaning out. So it needs to go down in this particular case, and we can close the window, operate the aircraft normally, and you just tell the pilot, I'm preparing to open the window because it can change the flight characteristics of the aircraft slightly. Just let them know. And be sure that you take a hold of this handle and raise this window slowly so that it doesn't come and slam up against the window. Not going to hurt too much if you do. It could scratch the paint, but just not a good idea. So open it slowly, and then when you get ready to close the window, tell the pilot, we're done, I'm closing the window, reach out, pull it down, and you won't have any trouble at all. Even at the full speed of the aircraft, you can easily reach out and pull this window closed. So that's an important step for you to know. You have to do that. You have to know how to do this. In most cases, the person flying the plane, the rental company, the aircraft owner, whoever it is, will know how to do this, but it's a great idea for you to know how to do it as well. Now, in some cases, this will not be a screw. It comes from the factory with a Phillips head screw, but in some cases, they've replaced it with a bolt. Now, if that's the case, I recommend always carrying one of these. This will get you out of more trouble than you can imagine. It's a great little tool. It's a little vice grip pair of pliers. But what I recommend even more is its little brother. It's a whole lot smaller. It only costs about $1, and I'd recommend you get a couple of them so that if you need to hold on to a bolt on this side and unbolt from the other side, you have two. This will save you time and trouble. This is a continual problem in the aerial photography business. Wherever you go is making sure that you have the means to open this window. Now, one of the things you'll find is many of the aircraft you will encounter will not even have that tab in place, and the window opens all the way anyway. You just need to find out. Now, I want to take you around to the other side of the aircraft. We'll go take a peek over there, and I'll show you a couple of things that you need to know. So as we come over here, one of the things you'll see here is we have this giant fan, the prop on the aircraft, and what it does as it spins is it creates a flow of air that comes up underneath the fuselage and swings up the other side, and that is what holds that window open. Now, as we come over to the other window on the other side of the airplane, many Cessna 172s, this window will not open. In this particular case, it does. Most of the time you'll photograph from the other side. You can see in this case, this window has no screw. It's been removed permanently. It would not have been an issue. So be aware, if in some case you just can't possibly open the other side, you could use this one. A couple of problems to be aware of though. The airflow over here is going underneath the aircraft over on that side, and that's what holds the window up. Over here, it won't work nearly as well. So just be aware that you may have to have somebody in the back seat hold it if that's the side you're going to photograph from. The only issue that you need to be aware of is left-handed photographers will typically want to photograph from this side. And that's because the elbow out here as you photograph gets in the way on this side, on the other side, whereas the left-handed photographer will typically want to shoot from the right side. So let's go inside the aircraft, take a peek here real quick, and we'll show you a couple of other things, and we'll be done. So we're inside the aircraft now. Hope you're getting a good shot here. Here's how this is going to work. Remembering that the airstream is going to hold the window up against the underside of the wing, and if you have your camera here, this gives you a full free range of motion if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, it might work out a whole lot better here. So I recommend that you get a little screwdriver, something compact, and just keep it with your gear. Get a couple of the little vice grip pliers, keep those with your gear. I'm going to come outside here and show you one last thing to prepare you for your flight. I normally recommend that you have some sort of checklist that you work from. There's one provided in the course. One of the big things that you need to be aware of is it is so easy to walk out of your house, out of your office, out of your facility, and head out to the airport without one of the most important things that you're going to need. And that is the film or your memory. And I've done this. I've gone up and found I didn't have the memory at all. In fact, I've gotten into the habit now that I always carry in my wallet a little extra piece of memory just in case I forget and I don't lose the whole flight because I was an idiot. I gotta tell you, and you'll do this if you don't pay attention, I've gone up and forgotten the camera, and we've had to return, and I have to go back and get it. So be aware of the things that you need for your flight and be aware where they are. Make sure that they're in your vehicle, they're in the aircraft, and they're ready to go. I've even gone up and forgotten the list of where we were going to go fly. So you need where you're going to go, you need the memory, you need the camera, film if you're going to use film, and you need some sort of set of tools if you're going to need to fool with these windows at all. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple, piece of cake. The airplane's prepared. Buckle up your safety belts, put your tray tables in their full upright and locked position. Let's go take some pictures.